All right, 2 Samuel 5. Let's call this one All the Tribes, because in this chapter we are going to see that all the tribes of Israel are finally going to seek to make David king, and they are finally going to be able to unify in their efforts to clear out old enemies. In this chapter, taking the form of one, the Jebusites, and then later the Philistines, who had been a persistent foe throughout the reign of Saul. First of all, the Jebusites were the remnant of a group of people that Israel failed to clear out in the book of Judges. And because Israel was unable to clear them out, the Jebusites are going to make too much of their past success, claiming that it's going to be impossible for David to actually take Jerusalem, where they had set up shop. David is, however, going to take Jerusalem and the Jebusites with it. The Jebusites haven't made a mistake that's very similar to the mistake that the two young men who brought Ishbosheth's head to David made, that thinking that past success, meaning Joab getting to kill Abner and keep his life, was going to mean that they could possibly kill Ishbosheth and keep their lives. But they made too much of past mercy, and now the Jebusites are making too much of past success, and it's going to lead to their defeat. David is not going to seem to make the same mistake, though, because as the Philistines hear that he's been made king, they're going to attack. David is going to defeat them in battle, but he's not going to defeat them all. But the good thing about David is that we've already seen a pattern that he inquires of God before making his next moves. So what we're going to see is that even though he's defeated the Philistines, he's not going to assume he can just do it again. And he's going to ask God, should I go up again? And this time God's going to say no. And it's not a hard no. It's not a not at all. It's a no. There's a certain way you need to attack them this time. And David's going to listen to God, who is going to give him the cue that at this point, I'm going to go before you. And when I go before you, you're assured victory. And so David is not going to repeat the mistake of the men who killed Ishbosheth. Likewise, he's not going to repeat the mistake of the Jebusites. He's going to understand how each important decision he makes is going to need God's counsel. And for us, it's probably not each important decision as much as it is every decision we make, which is why we often say, God's best to you as you go forward in him. God willing, learning from David's example, ways that we can avoid the pain that comes with making too much of past success.